In this video, we are going to clarify the concept of how to print all the elements in Java. That is, how to iterate over all these indexes in Java and print the value stored inside those indexes. So, and for the sake of clarity and for the sake of better understanding, I am going to start with the same example and exactly where I stopped in the previous video. And so let us start and let us try to learn how to print all the numbers. And as I have mentioned earlier, that we can easily take the advantage of a loop in order to print all the variables in an array. So let us see how to do that. We are going to use a while loop for this video. So in order to, so let us write like print the array, and then let me put so indicative line like system dot out dot print, and I want to say like right, the array one content is as follows. So something like this. And let us get rid of this the. So array one content is as follows. This is basically a line which can easily separate out all the things that we have done before. So anyway, now let us focus on the actual part, how to print the array. In order to print all the elements in the array, you have to iterate over all the indexes of the array. So in order to do that, you have to use a loop, and for a loop you have to first use a loop control variable. So let us name our loop control variable as index, because just to match it with the array properties, because we will iterate over index. And then let us initialize the index to 0. Now why 0? Because the array index actually start from 0, and it will go increment like 1 2 3 like this way. So that is how so this is the initialization of index or our loop control variable. Now let us construct the loop. I'm using a while loop over here, and in this while loop basically I am going to specify how long it should iterate. So if I want to print all the elements of the array, so it should start from 0, of course, and it will iterate, it should iterate until the value is 3. So I can write like index is less than 4. Less than 4 means 3. It will end at 3. And well, if you, and then if you want to print everything, so you have to write everything inside this opening and closing curly brace followed by this while loop. And now since we are trying to print all the elements, let us write our system dot out dot print like this, and then let me write the name of the array, that is array 1, and followed by index over here. So as you can see, I can easily use the loop control variable, any type of variable name inside this index. But remember, this should be an integer, because index means it is an integer like 0 1 2 3 like this. So since we can use any type of variable name inside this opening and closing box bracket, that's why it is really easy to embed an array in implement different types of logic or looping on an array, iterating over the index. And well, so this line will print array 1 followed by the value of the index, whatever value is stored in inside that index. And of course, in the end of the loop, you have to increment the index by 1 every time, because we want to print all the elements. So what we are expecting in index 0, when the value of index is 0, inside this while loop it will print the value at index 0, that is array 1 0. So it will print A. Then whenever the value of index will increment to next like 1, then it will print the value at index 1, which is B. And then whenever the value of index will increment to 2, it will print the value that is stored in index 2, that is dollar symbol. And finally when the value of index will be 4, it will print this 7 as character in here. So let us see whether it print all the numbers or not. And as you can see, I forgot a semicolon over here before running. And let me run this program and let us see whether it runs properly or not. So let me just run this program. And as you can see that everything have been printed, but well, everything is in the same line. So let me, for better visualization, let me just put some backslash n to, that is line break before and after everything wherever you want. So that is backslash n. So these are all, these will all put some new line. And now let us try to run this program over here. So let us run it and let's see whether we can see all the content. And as you can see, that is array 1 contents are as follows for these lines. And now it is printing like all the different values of arrays that have been stored. So index 1 is storing A, as you can see in here. Index 2 is storing B, as you can see here. Index 3 is storing this dollar symbol, and index 4 is storing 7. And so this is how you can print. Now let us try to just a little bit give some little better visualization. Instead of just printing A, B, dollar and 7 one after another, let us try to separate them with a comma. And that is really easy. Just put a comma after you are printing the actual value. So what it will do is, in every iteration it will print the value of the array, value at the particular index of that array, followed by a comma, and let's say comma then a space. So like this, and let us see whether it is printing everything or not properly. So let me just run this program. And as you can see, it is now printing all the elements in the array, and everything is separated by a comma. So this is element at index 0, then element at index 1, then element at index 2, then element at index 3. So like this way. And now let us try to give it a little bit better visualization, like what is the index number, that also I want to print. What can I do? Just print the index in here. So let us add another system.out.println, or we can do it in the same print statement also. So let me just add another part in this system.out.println. So let's call it like value at index, then just print the value of the index in here. So index, then I want to separate both of them with equals symbol with some space like this. So these are just for the easy visualization and just garnishing the output like that. And well, now if I just run this program, you will see that everything will be printed like this, and and here, as you can see, everything have been printed. It took some little bit more time for some reason because this is online compiler, but anyway, so as you can see, it printed like value at index 0 is A, value at index 1 is B, value at index 2 is dollar, and value at index 3 is 7. So everything is being printed properly. And if you want to just print a new line, if you want to print each element in a new line, just add another new line character like this. So in here, after every line, if I want to print a new line, you can just run this program, and well, there is an error because new line character, you have to enclose it inside a double quote. And here, if I just run it, as you can see, here is the program. So this is the part which is basically printing the array. Array1 content is as follows, then a line break, then value at index, then this is printing this value of this index, the actual value, then equals, then followed by the actual value stored at a value stored at this index. So that is a, b, dollar, and 7. And well, this syntax will work not only for the this type of declaration. This will go for the first type of declaration also. Let me just show you. Let me just comment out the second way now, or like this, and let us just uncomment the second the first way of declaration, where I have declare, initialize, and populate everything in the same line. So let us see whether if you declare in this way, whether the same print statement works properly or not. And well, if I just run it after uncommenting this line like this, and as you can see, the same print statement work for this type of initialization also. So no matter how you are declaring or initializing or populating the array, maybe it's the first way or maybe it's the second way, it doesn't matter. You can use this print statement to print all the elements in the array. And this is how you can manipulate all the elements in the array also.